Spinmaster here at the beautiful, beautiful beach. Not far from my house, so I love it here. I'm here to do a story slash blog slash tale about, it's about my past, and it has something to do with, you know, why I am where I am and why I am who I am. It's a story about Daryl Silva, which isn't his real name, but I'm using it, and this watch. Okay, what do the two have in common? Daryl Silva and this watch. Well, to be honest, they're both very important milestones in my life. They're both times where I could have been bullied, but I chose not to, and it's made my life so much better. The Daryl situation was being physically bullied, okay, and that's terrible. It ruins lives. And this one is I was going to be financially bullied, or I don't know, intellectually bullied, whatever it is. But both times I said no. The first one was Daryl, and he was a tough kid, a big kid. I was a junior high school. I was the Howley kid at school, you know, blonde hair. You know, Howley kids got picked on a lot back home. You know, kill Howley Day, whatever. Howley go back to the mainland. Howley give me your lunch money, you know, whatever. And I was part of that. So in 7th grade, I got a lot of that, and I kind of, you know, hated it. But I was starting to train in martial arts. I was training Kajukenpo with Walter Godin, and I was starting to get a little tougher, but I wasn't quite there yet. 8th grade, I felt like I was starting to become a lot better. But there were still the locals, you know, the big guys. Daryl was probably one of the tougher guys at school, and he picked on me in the cafeteria. I was in line, and he like tried to cut in front of line. And I said something, he turned around, shoved me, and we started fighting in the cafeteria. The fight got broken up in no time because there's so many teachers there. So he challenged me to a fight the following Monday in a secluded bathroom in the back of campus where nobody else would go. And so I agreed, and that following Monday, I showed up at the bathroom, Daryl showed up, and so did tons of people circled around us. And we got into a fight. And instead of backing down or losing the fight, I actually won the fight. So I not only showed up, but I won the fight. And Daryl was known as a really tough guy at school. So that made my, it made my, my name a lot bigger, and I got known as the tough guy at school. I never picked on anyone. I didn't bully people, but I never got bullied anymore. So, I mean, that was a huge landmark. I mean, it was a huge stepping stone. It was a huge part of my life. The Daryl Silva. That fight changed my life. It gave me more confidence. It made my school life a lot better. I never got picked on again, really. I mean, all the way through high school. I got in some fights, but I never got picked on, and I never got bullied. Okay. Now, fast forward 2007, and we're building out a gym. You know, I hired a guy to build out my gym, all the martial arts parts, and I gave him cash up front. And he just started, lagging towards the end when I was about to open, and so I kept calling him. So he drove up from LA, and he sat me down in the office and said his company was they were gonna go bankrupt, and he couldn't finish my job. And I was like, bro, I want to open my gym. My grand opening is set for a month. I need this stuff done. And he was like, well, I'm sorry, John, but we went bankrupt, and I don't have any more employees. I don't have any more, products. I don't have any more material to build. So I'm just not gonna be able to do it. And I said, bro, I need the job done. He drove up in a brand new Escalade, and he was wearing $5,000 watch. He owed me about $5,000 more of business, of building. So, I stood in my office in front of the door, and I said, bro, I was so angry because he drove up in an Escalade wearing a watch like this. I knew he had money. He was just trying to, he's trying to play a game with me. So I said, you're not leaving this office unless I get $5,000 cash or that watch. He said, John, you're not going to get my watch. I go, give me $5,000. I got the watch. He left, and I got the job done by someone else. Anyway, so that's my story about that. Okay. Now, with all that said, being the bully is terrible, but being bullied is equally as terrible, and you don't ever want to be a victim. So for you parents out there, don't always tell your kids, oh, don't fight, walk away from fights. Sometimes it's a good idea to go ahead and fight in school. It's a good idea to go ahead and show everyone that you are not a target. Okay? You need to defend yourself. If you're being bullied, you need to defend yourself. I know there's zero tolerance out there, so I'm not endorsing or trying to encourage people to get in fights. But if you're being picked on, the teacher's not helping, once in a while you just got to fight back. And if you get suspended for a day or two, that's terrible. But it's not as terrible as being labeled the bully target for the rest of your school life. So once in a while, tell your kids, you just got to fight. All right? Anyway, big week. Train hard this week. All the curriculum's out there for you guys on the website. What else we got? Hawaii, November 2nd through the 7th. Black belt testing. You're all welcome. Please contact me if you want to talk about that. Other than that, thanks for coming. And then what?
Whole Life Challenge.
Don't forget the Whole Life Challenge. Okay, we're gonna put the link on this email. Click on it. Pay for it. It's well worth it. It's going to be $49, and it's going to be for the next 8 weeks. The challenge starts September 13th or 14th. You'll be known. We'll let you know. It's going to be it will be a life-changing event. Okay, so make sure when you join the Whole Life Challenge, you join as the Pit Ohana. We will put the link on this email. All right. Thanks for being part of our family. Thanks for coming. I'll see you soon.